Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm coming to you with a review of a ridiculous, insane cube, the MoYu AoLong. Let's get going here by giving a huge thanks to thecubicle.us for choosing me as a tester for this puzzle and sending me an absolutely free AoLong with a custom set of stickers. If you are interested in getting in contact with the MoYu AoLong, you can buy it from there for just $16 with completely free shipping. Let me tell you some information concerning the cube. The AoLong is MoYu's newest 3x3 cube that is said to have been designed before the WeiLong, and I think that this is
completely absurd.
Due to it being such a nice cube, perhaps MoYu is trying to slowly get better, for marketing reasons and, start from a bad cube so people keep buying all of them. You know what I mean? Now for the stickers. The cube came with the typical outstanding MoYu shades that we all know and love. They were a teeny bit small in the cube, but they were round and fitted to complement the big holes that the AoLong includes. I replaced them with my own personal set because, I'm super picky about my cubes being, completely identical, and I was sent stickers for free anyway, so, overall, though, the stickers are some of the best I've seen from a stock cube of all time. The actual feel and look of the cube when you hold it, the weight of it's pretty good. It's on the light side, I guess. It's good for picking it up, in comps and stuff. But just feeling it, it's not the most flat feeling cube out there, but rather a bubbly one. When you rub your finger across it, it moves up and down like a pillow cube due to the raised center caps. I must also mention that the holes in this cube are quite large, which increases the corner cutting significantly, which I'll get to later. The turning of the AoLong is somewhat like an owl suit out of the box, and I've got to give Lucas Etter some credit here for saying that. Now, everyone's copying, but that's completely true. It did feel like an owl out of the box, but now it seriously feels like a new plastic Zanchi and a WeiLong merged together. So here's my mini WeiLong. And here's my Zanchi, new plastic. It feels a lot more like the WeiLong because, it is a WeiLong V3 after all. And its glidey smooth touch is exactly just like the older WeiLong. So, that's cool. But yeah, I really like the feel, especially because the sound it gives off is so silky and soothing. It makes me never want to stop using the cube. The speed and how the cube feels in actual solves, well, the cube can get really fast if you put Marlib in it, but you can keep it slower with tighter tensions. But the thing is, no matter what you do, it might get a teeny bit out of control sometimes. The huge holes in the cube cause the cube to jiggle a bit, and it feels a bit floppy, and I find this kind of annoying because it could cause some lockups. It's like the opposite of a blocky cube, where a blocky cube's but this cube is let me just do some turns for you. It just won't want to be aligned at all sometimes. Now for the worst part of every review: pops, lockups, and corner twists. I know I'm going to make this cube sound really bad at this point, but that is just how it's always going to be in these reviews. Pops, lockups, and corner twists. Here we go. So this cube doesn't usually pop on me, but it has a few times. It definitely is more unpoppable than the WeiLong version 1 or version 2, and this is due to an added part to the edge and corner in the mechanism, which I'll get into in a bit. As for lockups, due to the floppiness of the cube, it won't stay in place completely, and sometimes it can mess up my last layer. But as you can see, it's not popping or anything. The thing is, it makes my last layer so bad because I'm going max speed on my last layer. So when I try going max speed, it just, it completely messes up on me. As for corner twists, it seems like it can corner twist so easily by hand. But in solves, I've only probably had it 3 out of 250 solves I've done. So I haven't had many problems with this, so there's a +1. The corner cutting on this cube is pretty beast. It can go way beyond 45 degrees. This is just insane. It's crazy. The reverse cutting on this cube is pretty nice too. It goes a nice amount there. That is ridiculous. But honestly, I'm not too surprised due to, I've said this 50 times, but the holes are giant. So, this tends to reduce lockups, the amazing corner cutting. but sometimes I still get them. Now for the mechanism. I'm going to be comparing the cube's pieces to my mini WeiLong, which is basically a WeiLong version 2, so that we can see the changes that have been made. Let's get into the mechanism of the AoLong. Looking at the edge, the AoLong is on the right, the mini WeiLong is on the left. You can notice that it's much smoother and more rounded, rather than the sharpness, that you can see on the WeiLong. This greatly improves corner cutting, but does cause the jiggling I mentioned earlier. Also, there's an added bump on the edge that the WeiLong does not have right here, helping to reduce the popping of the puzzle by hooking in under the centerpiece right there. I must add on that the torpedo looks more rounded and skinnier, along with the bit below the torpedo right here. As for the corner, with the AoLong on the right again, you'll notice that the base is much more rounded off. See this right here? The part of the corner that has contact with the center is also majorly rounded off for corner cutting. The actual stock of the corner has been unrounded, and a little bump here has been added for unpoppable mechanism. The way this bump works is it hooks under the edge right there. Boom, can't go out. Now, looking at the inside of the cube as a whole, AoLong on the right again, you'll see that it looks way more rounded than the WeiLong here. Also, the edges seem to go further down towards the core of the puzzle than the WeiLong. Again, helping popping. You can see that every piece has some type of unpoppable mech, just like the WeiLong, but here it's added a lot more. Something that I personally find really interesting is that when I turn aside, the edges want to move up and out. See that? How they're moving like that? I find this also
completely absurd,
because on the WeiLong, it barely moves at all. This is probably caused by the minimal amount of friction in the cube to keep the pieces together. All in all, it is quite clear exactly why the cube is so floppy feeling. Too little plastic in the cube, and it is too rounded off. But it does pay off in the end when you notice how much faster the cube is and how easy it is to corner cut and get out of those bad lockup zones. So, what are my overall thoughts on the cube? I'll let you know after the break.
Obama's announcement.
As the President of America, I have an important announcement to make. I'm giving up Michelle for my AoLong.
Alright, let's get some solves going on here. My overall thoughts are pretty good about this cube. Although it doesn't like to stay cubic and it deforms a lot, I have gotten my only 2 sub-7 solves with it. 6.792 and 6.32. I really like the extreme speed of this cube and its flexibility. It also has this really nice, smooth, but not too smooth feeling. And that soothing sound that it has doesn't let me put the cube down. Honestly, I've been practicing 3x3 more because of this cube, okay? It might sound
Completely absurd.
but this cube is my new main, although it isn't 100% perfect. But honestly, it is the closest you'll get to 100% of all the cubes on the market, in my opinion. I can't wait to use this in my next competition because I really think that I'm going to beat my 9.94 second average and kill that Kenan Lejeune who beat it by 0.01. And it's just such an excellent puzzle. I know I can do it. PLS. That doesn't really happen often. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I think you know what I'm gonna say. That like button to support, and don't forget to get this cube now from the cubicle if you want a serious speed cube, that is.